The Transport Workers Union of America was founded in 1934 by subway workers in New York City. Organizing drive requests from across the country soon followed, including Akron and Columbus, Ohio, and in 1941, Omaha, Nebraska. In 1909, the then Amalgamated Association of Street Railway Employees of America had lost a strike and recognition at the Omaha Council Bluffs Street Railway Company. In 1935, they battled the employer once again, resulting in the most violent labor riots in the history of Omaha, setting fire to streetcars, injuring 100 people and killing 2, until the city of Omaha was eventually placed under martial law. After the ATU was defeated in 1935, local activists sought to unionize again, and TWU sent organizers to Omaha to assist the newly chartered TWU Local 223. TWU won the NLRB union election on October 27, 1941, representing nearly 500 transit employees at the time. The first contract was signed with the company on November 29, 1941, just 1 month after the union election. John Cassidy, a former IRA member and part of TWU's left faction, was sent out to Omaha by then TWU National President Michael Quill to fortify the local. Cassidy became TWU's Midwest representative until 1948. Omaha Council Bluffs Street Railway Company was eventually sold and became Metro Area Transit, operated under the Transit Authority of Omaha. The company was renamed Metro in 2011 and provides reliable public transit across Omaha, thanks in large part to the skilled bus drivers and mechanics of TWU Local 223.
We have 82 buses on the pullout every day that run from 4:30 in the morning till midnight. We represent bus drivers.
I make 5 trips a day. I probably pick up 400 or 500 people.
Moby drivers, maintenance.
Oil changes, lubrication, fix anything that happens to go wrong with the buses. No horns, no turn signals, the bus isn't shifting right, it's going too slow. They could do almost anything.
And BG&E, which is building grounds and equipment.
When I went to work in '76, a lot of our people were coming right from the packing houses because the packing houses in Omaha were closing down at that time. So you had a lot of people who knew what a union was, who appreciated what a union did for them, and wanted to continue that and see it continue for the people that came after them.
We've always had very strong union density. We're at 97–98% unionized here, even though we're in a right-to-work state.
TWU Local 223 is a public employees union and operates under the rules of a state governing body prohibiting strike actions under state law. So in the mid-1970s, when TWU Local 223 endured 2 long years without a new contract, they quickly became one of the first unions to take their battle to the Commission of Industrial Relations in 1975.
The inception of Metro Area Transit, in the creation of it by state legislation, there was nothing but battles. There was no respect shown to the workforce.
In this state, you can't strike, so you had to be careful about things you did and things you said. We stuck together for a long, long time there.
TWU won the case, obtaining a sizable wage increase.
I think it was like $6 up to $15, you know, it was significant.
For me personally, it was about 6–8 months worth of back pay, and for some of those guys it was 2–3 years. There were a lot of people who had new cars out in the lot because of the back pay. The CIR awarded us a pension plan, something that later allowed me to retire with 30 years of service. When I first went to work, we were running about 300 buses.
Pretty close to 22 hours a day.
The buses were designed not to have air conditioning. They had open windows, they had vents for the drivers.
They had sanders on them, you know, in the winter time it would squirt out sand. No power steering. When you used to turn the steering wheel in the winter time, you had to stand up to turn the wheel. Now the guys are spoiled. They complain if their right mirror is not on the bus.
We used to run school trippers that would pick people up in the suburbs and bring them downtown.
Everybody knew everybody. Mothers and fathers would bring their kids down to the bus stop, you know, put them on the bus. It was almost a family type situation.
We are at the present time beginning a severe and concentrated ticketing process for all vehicles that are parked on the emergency snow route.
I was stuck in the 1975 blizzard. I remember coming down 13th Street in South Omaha there, and cars would pass by and you wouldn't even know that they were there because the snow was so deep. My bus was stopped. I had to just close it all up and walk. When it snows like that, no one was going anywhere.
It was 1986. We were in negotiations. Metro Area Transit at that point in time decided they were going to just unilaterally change our health insurance coverage without it being negotiated. We ended up going to court to get an injunction against them. We had to put up a bond. The vast majority of members stood together in solidarity and put their money in, $150 each person. In the end, we won that court case and we kept our insurance and all that money got refunded to us. After the Reagan era, our ridership changed. We started cutting hours of service, the number of buses on the road. The people who could at least afford to have that service cut. The people that can't get driver's licenses, handicapped, the elderly, suffered from it.
The increasing number of assaults on our operators has to be addressed. On average, there are over 200 reported physical assaults annually on bus operators in New York City and Philadelphia combined. And that's just 2 U.S. cities.
2 or 3 years into working here, I was assaulted. I was robbed once at gunpoint. When the police come to my house to look at the mugshot books, 80% of the people in the mugshot books ride the bus every day. That almost made me change jobs.
We got together with 2 legislatures, a couple attorneys, the board members at Metro, the executive director. If we can get identity on anybody who assaults a bus driver, they'll prosecute them to the fullest.
TWU Local 223 continues to further the cause of organized labor in Nebraska with political engagement and community activism.
If you look at your paycheck, you can see that the government's got its hand in everything from, workman's comp to Social Security tax and everything else. You got to get the right people elected.
At Metro Area Transit, the city appoints all the board of directors, so you have to have a good relationship with them.
We just got done funding that mass transit bill. That took political power.
In 1998, the legislature passed a bill here in Nebraska that allowed us, as public sector unions, to recover costs for representation for non-members.
And we did this by getting a hold of a Republican state senator, and she actually sponsored the bill for us.
We need to be deeply involved at every level. You have to have a place at the table, or otherwise you're what they're eating at the table.
Local 223 truly embodies the fighting spirit, unwavering loyalty, and true commitment to justice for all workers.
TWU 223 has a lot to be proud of.
You have to have a passion to help people, to have this job, and I really enjoy helping people.
The people who have been involved have stood fast to the ideals of keeping benefits and wages where they need to be.
Showing the way and leading the way, they've done it.
When I first started here, the wages weren't that awful good. Through the contracts, through the union, a pretty good paying job now. I've got 2 kids and 11 grandkids, and it all come from this job.
The camaraderie and the friendships and the loyalty, I've still got some of the same friends that I made 20, 30 years ago. A lot of people don't know where their benefits come from. They don't know how long and hard people have fought to get wages and the working conditions and the benefits. We need to continually educate our members. I would like to see 223 keep on working for the employees and getting them the working conditions and the benefits.
I want the people 10, 12 years from now to enjoy the same kind of job that I've had for 27 years here.